Alright guys, we're gonna have a second exam this coming Thursday. I give an extra day to do it. I was thinking about making it due Wednesday, but I made it Thursday. If before there isn't much thing to say. All I care about is if you have any questions, I'm gonna answer them right now. See, last time you guys asked the question why. So what happened to the signs negative? Your question was sine of negative x and cosine of negative x. I'll explain that to you. Sine is an odd function. Because it's an odd function, the negative comes out and you get negative sine of x. Cosine is an even function. That's why cosine of negative goes away. It disappears. There's no negative in there. So for the exam, I'm gonna look at your overall score and I'm gonna curve it. So don't be afraid right now. The exam will be, at the end of the semester, it will be curved. I look at the overall score and what I get and I'll curve it. You can use any tool when you're taking the exam. And my grading criteria, as you forgot, A is 85 to 100%. B is 72 to 84.99. C is 60 through 69.99. D is gonna be 50 through 59.99, and F is below. All right. If you have any question, can you go over question 10 on the quiz? Which question 10? Let me see. Oh, latest quiz. Let me pull this up. Question 10 on the quiz. Okay, so question 10 on the quiz. So we're gonna use let me write down the question, what that is. Oh, where did the question go? So cosine of 2 theta equals 3 cosine of theta minus 2, and theta is between 0 to 2 pi. So let's look at that. I want to convert everything into cosine. So I'm going to use one of the formula. It tells me cosine of 2 theta equals 2 cosine square of theta minus 1. So I'm going to use this information, set it equal to that. 2 cosine square of theta minus 1 equal 3 cosine of theta minus 2. And let me move everything into one side. cosine of theta minus 3 cosine of theta plus 1 equals 0. Now, treat this as a quadratic one, 3x plus 1. What would that equal to? Let me see this, if that's correct or not. Negative 3x, positive x. Let me make sure I'm doing the factoring correctly. If I would do negative 3 and 3. Oh, this might be a different one. Make sure I wrote down the question correctly. Oh, it's negative 3 cosine of theta. That's it's negative 3 cosine of theta minus 2. Let me make sure I got the question correctly. Negative 3 cosine of theta minus 2 cosine 2 cosine square of theta. So if it moves here, plus 3 plus 1. Now this makes sense right now. Give me a second. So if I'm doing that, I'm not able to factor that. Let me see what else I can do. Cosine. Am I missing something over here? Let me make sure that cosine of 2 theta minus, this is minus 3 theta, so I move everything. So cosine of 2 cosine square of theta minus 1 plus 1. We can't factor that. Is this a super bad question? Let me see this real quick. It's a bad questions. That's a really bad one. I'm gonna give you the points for this one, Francis. But let me look at this problem. Cosine of 2 theta equal negative 3 cosine of theta minus 2. So cosine of 2 theta plus 3 cosine of theta plus 2. This takes me nowhere. Two cosine square of theta. Oh, what am I doing? Why did I put 3 over here? That's 2. Minus 1 plus 3 cosine of theta plus 2 equals 0. Now that makes more sense. 2 cosine square of theta plus 3 cosine of theta plus 1 equals 0. Now we could factor this 2x squared plus 3x plus 1. And we could easily factor that. 2x plus 1 equals 0. Yeah. So this tells me that 2 cosine of theta plus 1 equals 0, and cosine of theta plus 1 equals 0. This one is super easy. Cosine of theta gives you 0 for what? It's minus 1. When does that happen? When it's at at positive pi. So theta is equal to pi. And you put 0. 0 doesn't work because at 0 you get positive 1. That's what was it. And cosine of theta is equal negative 1/2. And then we look at it. Cosine is negative in these two quadrants. So reference angle would be pi over 3. So this angle is going to be 2 pi over 3. If this is pi over 3, the whole angle is going to be 4 pi over 3. So my answers are pi over 3, and 4 pi over 3. Okay. Okay. All right. Any other question? That was like so dumb. I just put 3 in there. I threw everything off. All right. Any other question? That's not possible because cosine of 0 gives you positive 1, and we're looking for negative 1. Okay, alrighty then. Any other question? No? All right, I'm here. You could email me.